Lois Lane was pregnant in Justice League, and Zack Snyder was planning for him to become the next Batman. Zack Snyder's Justice League was the foundation of his DCEU. Hello viewers. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more videos. It was supposed to be the root of his universe, setting up the futures of the entire Justice League and hinting at their potential futures. Although the plans were scrapped and DC Studios moved on from the visions that the director had for the franchise, it continues to have a special place in the hearts of the fans, specifically what could have been. One of the many potential storylines that Snyder wanted to follow was that of Clark Kent. While it was hinted that Lois Lane would end up dying, this wasn't the only storyline that was teased for her character. It would seem that Lane was pregnant with Clark Kent's child, and the direction that this story was going to take is extremely crazy. In an interview with Esquire, Zack Snyder dropped a bomb on DC fans in the biggest way possible. While fans often have theories related to a superhero film and it isn't anything new, it is rare for it to actually be true. After watching Zack Snyder's Justice League, fans had a theory about Lois Lane that seemed almost far-fetched. After seeing a pregnancy test in her drawer, fans believed it to be Chekhov's gun and were convinced that she was pregnant. Naturally, why would the plot device be introduced if the filmmaker did not intend to use it? With so much speculation, Snyder was asked about the test, and his answer was more direct than anyone expected. She's definitely pregnant. The director outright stated that yes, she was in fact pregnant. Now that this storyline had been introduced, there were so many directions that he could have taken with it. Considering how many storylines can be explored through John Kent and Jordan Kent, and even his half-son, Connor Kent, the addition could have been astronomical. However, it would seem that Snyder was planning someone closer to Dick Grayson or Jason Todd than any of Clark Kent's biological sons. The next Superman or Batman. Further in the interview, Zack Snyder talked about the direction he was going to take with Superman's son. Interestingly, he started by talking about Barbara Gordon, stating that he desperately wanted her to come into the universe. It would seem that Batman would sacrifice himself, and Jim Gordon would be out of the picture. After this, Barbara would take over both of their roles, taking up the mantle of Commissioner as she usually does and becoming Batgirl and filling in the gap. However, this would not last very long as Superman's son would come in, not as the Man of Steel, but as the Caped Crusader. You see, I always wanted Barbara Gordon to come in the movies. Commissioner Gordon would be on the way out, and we'd have Barbara starting to play a bigger role. My idea was that after Batman sacrificed himself, there would be a window where there was no Batman, and I thought Barbara could fill that until the child of Superman and Lois, who has no powers, would become Batman when he was of age. It would seem that the younger Kent would not have powers, but this would not stop him from doing good, taking on the role of Batman. It is safe to say that this approach would be unlike anything from the comics. The vision that Snyder had showcases exactly why he was an excellent choice to head the creative decisions of the franchise. While James Gunn is certainly making a lot of interesting decisions, the memory of Snyder's mind will forever have a sacred place in the hearts of fans. In a world where curses are whispered and destinies are believed to be sealed, Henry Cavill has proven that you can write your own fate. You know what they say about fate, right? Sometimes you're the hammer, sometimes you're the nail. But for Henry Cavill, it seems like he's managed to dodge the hammer altogether, especially when it comes to the infamous Superman curse. For decades, the role of the iconic Man of Steel has been a double-edged sword, slashing away at the careers of many actors who've donned the cape. Yet, the Witcher star, the British heartthrob who's faced more setbacks than most actors can handle, somehow seems to have sidestepped it all. And while many before him have struggled under the weight of the red cape, Cavill appears to have transformed the supposed curse into his blessing. He may just be the one star who broke it, against all odds.
Cavill was born in Jersey, the largest and southernmost of the Channel Islands, which are dependent territories of the British Crown and are located off the coast of Normandy, France. He is the fourth of 5 sons of Marianne Cavill, née Dalgliesh, a secretary, and Colin Cavill, a stockbroker. The family lived in St. Helier, where Henry Cavill grew up playing computer games with his brothers. At age 13, he left Jersey to attend the Stowe School, a boarding school in Buckinghamshire, England. At Stowe, Cavill developed an interest in acting and participated in school productions, including Grease, A Midsummer Night's Dream, and Tom Stoppard's Dog's Hamlet. At age 16, he and his classmates had the opportunity to be extras in the movie Proof of Life, 2000, starring Russell Crowe. While on set, Cavill introduced himself to the recent Oscar winner, who encouraged him to pursue acting professionally. Cavill soon landed a role in Vendetta, 2001, followed by another in Kevin Reynolds' big-screen adaptation of The Count of Monte Cristo, 2002. For the part of Albert Mandigo, Cavill, who has said that he was teased for being overweight as a kid, was encouraged to lose several pounds. In addition, Cavill had guest roles in a number of British television shows as well as supporting parts in the coming-of-age film I Capture the Castle, 2003, and an adaptation of the Celtic romance Tristan plus Isolde, 2006. During this period, Cavill auditioned for several iconic roles, including Superman and James Bond, which ultimately went to Brandon Routh in Superman Returns and Daniel Craig in Casino Royale, both 2006, respectively. Those setbacks led him to consider following in the footsteps of two of his elder brothers and joining the armed forces. In 2007, however, Cavill garnered his first leading role in The Tudors, a cable series following the exploits of Henry VIII, played by Irish actor Jonathan Rhys-Meyers. Cavill portrayed Charles Brandon, a loyal courtier to the king. The series helped make Cavill a familiar face, and during its 4 seasons, 2007 to 10, he also appeared in such films as the adventure fantasy Stardust, 2007, and the Woody Allen comedy Whatever Works, 2009. After The Tudors, Cavill proved his skill as an action star, playing Greek hero Theseus in Immortals, 2011, and the son of a CIA agent, played by Bruce Willis, in The Cold Light of Day, 2012. In 2011, Cavill announced that he had been cast as Clark Kent/Superman in Man of Steel, 2013. He later admitted that he had missed the call from director Zack Snyder offering him the job because he had been playing the online game World of Warcraft. To portray the Man of Steel, Cavill transformed his body, adding so much muscle that he sometimes split the seams of his Superman costume. He also had the opportunity to work alongside Crow, who played Superman's father. Jor-El. Cavill went on to reprise the role in Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, 2016, starring opposite Ben Affleck as Batman, and in Justice League, 2017, featuring such DC comic book heroes as Wonder Woman, played by Israeli actress Gal Gadot. In between Superman films, Cavill starred in director Guy Ritchie's big-screen adaptation of The Man from UNCLE, 2015, playing a CIA agent who teams up with a KGB agent, played by Armie Hammer, and in Sand Castle, 2017, portraying a Special Forces captain on a 2003 tour of Iraq. Cavill then played the main antagonist in Mission Impossible Fallout, 2018, the 6th installment of Tom Cruise's Mission Impossible series. In 2019, he assumed the lead role in the hit Netflix series The Witcher, based on the novels by Polish author Andrzej Sapkowski, whose sources include Polish mythology and Slavic folklore. Cavill played Sherlock Holmes, the elder brother of aspiring sleuth Enola Holmes in the movies Enola Holmes, 2020, and Enola Holmes 2, 2022.